All right, gang. I'm Ethan here with Lee Sporting. I'm here with our owner, Austin Lee.
Hola.
We are out here at the new property. This is going to be the future home of Lee Sporting operations. We haven't broke ground on our new shop yet, but we're pretty excited about it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the LS5, compatibility with other products on the market, compatibility with your roller delayed firearm, and we're going to hit the boss here with some questions and see if we can square some stuff away for us, okay? Austin, I'm going to start with the low-hanging fruit. This is the thing everyone asks about. Everyone asks us about super safety, compatibility with the LS5. I want to clarify where the super safety came from. Some folks believe it's us. It's not. It came from elsewhere. Can you, I guess, first explain where the super safety came from?
Yeah, the super safety was released by Tim Hoffman of Hoffman Tactical back in 23. And what the super safety does is connects your bolt carrier to your safety cam. And so what that does is the bolt carrier, when it moves to the rear of the gun towards the stock end, the cam puts your trigger on safe, forcing your trigger finger forward off the trigger. And when the bolt carrier comes forward, it allows you to pull your trigger again. So it works like an FRT.
And so this gives us, the average Joe, this gives us the ability to run our firearm in a very fast semi-automatic manner in compliance with current regulation. Another topic for another day.
That is correct, because your trigger finger's moving with every shot.
Yes, sir. So when we talk about super safety with the LS5, is our LS5 product compatible with super safety?
Yes, it is. The Hoffman super safety works just fine in our LS5 housings. There is the possibility of foul to fit, especially with these MP5s. So with, like, if you're wanting to run a Geisley trigger in your LS5, housing on your MP5, MP5K, you should expect to, spend some time polishing the contact surfaces that interface with the super safety and the bolt carrier.
Okay, so when we're talking about these roller delayed, these MP5s, these clone builds, whether it be from PTR or Century, so when a lot of us come from the direct impingement AR-15 world, we are used to precision milled receivers, mil spec receivers, where there is a standard across the industry, where everything has more or less the same measurement, probably down to within a mere thousandths of the difference. Right. Most of us are used to that, so when we're building a new AR-15, we can kind of plug and play parts as we go. I understand with the roller delayed platform, a lot of this is going to be made of a stamped metal process. So we're not looking at the same fitment standards as we are with the traditional AR-15. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, these guns can vary quite a bit between the welds and the handguard hangers. The mag welds can be, quite different tolerances. Some mags fit tight in one, might be loose in another. They vary much more than an AR-15.
And so I built plenty of these housings by this point, and something I've noticed just handling different roller delayed MP5 clone firearms, there's differences even within the same product of the same manufacturer, partly I assume due to the process of how it's constructed. Is that something we can expect if I buy 5 roller delayed firearms from the same company, it's the same product, it's the same MP5 or clone, can I expect differences even between those 5 items of the exact same product?
Absolutely. They're all individually welded together. Yeah.
Okay, so then that's what we keep running into. So we just want to clarify for the viewer, for the customer, when you get into the roller delayed game, this is an awesome design. It's a fairly old design compared to what we see on the market now. So understand, and you AK guys get this, when you're dealing with stamped metal and the way these are constructed, this is not the same as an AR-15 where we have these all the lower receivers are mil spec or within a mere difference of each other. This is a different platform. This is a different product, and it requires a different mindset. With the LS5, we bring some modularity to the product, to the roller delayed action. We do not make it an AR-15, nor is that what you're seeking. So just understand we brought some modularity to the MP5 platform, but there's going to be difference between the individual firearms, and you have to expect that when you're starting to fit different triggers, different safeties, things like that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. The intention with this was to get the split times down and ergonomics up. You know, you change mags a lot faster with these guys uh, to be more competitive. Get it back up to the competing against the SIG MPX, the newer stuff that's coming out. I think the MP5 has such a pleasant recoil impulse. It's it would be a shame to not keep it updated.
Sure, to restrict that platform with some poor ergonomics, which is something we've addressed with the LS5.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we wanted to go over the super safety briefly. It is perfectly compatible with our product. We understand for law enforcement, you got some different needs, and we have a different product for that. But the super safety is a good way to bring some fast semi-automatic fire to the civilian market. Again, talking about the super safety, there's going to be some fitment required. That is by nature of that product and the fact that we're making it work with different platforms. It's not a unique to us kind of thing. That's just part of the game. If you have questions about installing the super safety and how that works, that's not something we can produce on this content platform. We'll work on possibly getting you a video on Rumble perhaps on how to install that. And we're going to go over some further super safety content later in this video and on other platforms. So just bear with us there. On that note, what kind of life are we looking at running a super safety in one of our LS5s? I've seen a lot of numbers on how many we can run through this reliably. What are some numbers that you hear from customers?
So the highest that I've heard of, there's a gentleman in Indiana that's in the 40,000 range with his super safe LS5 MP5. That's a lot of ammo. I know that there's a few others that are also in the 5 digits, like 10, 20,000. That's a lot of ammo. So it should be no issue to go deep into 5 digits, probably even 6 digits. With these in super safe. There's a lot of support, like mechanical support to the super safety cam in our LS5, much more so than even an AR-15.
And so we also want to add, when you get into the super safety world, there's the 3D printing world that does awesome things for the market. We have super safeties made in different kind of materials, and when you're purchasing a super safety, we have a couple companies we work with that we like their product. Warhammer Tactical, D's Nuts Armaments, probably saying that wrong, D's Nuts Armaments, and Warhammer.
Yeah, Warhammer Armaments and D's Nuts Tactical. Yeah.
So they make a good product that we recommend as far as the super safety. If you're 3D printing a super safety out of a composite material, or whether you're using a different kind of steel for your super safety, those are going to affect your round count and your life of your product. Understand that buy quality super safety to run in your roller delay, you shouldn't have a problem. Okay, just understand there's a lot of variance, not just within these stamped roller delayed actions, but also within the super safety itself. Different people are making that super safety out of different materials. Is that correct?
Yeah, and something to add to that are the slip trips that add the compatibility between the MP5 bolt carrier and the super safety. You'll want a 4140 or a tool steel slip trip. Something that's printed or aluminum isn't going to move very well inside the stamped steel receiver.
So if I'm buying a roller delayed HK clone or HK action, and I purchase an LS5 to go with it, and I want to run it with the super safety, what all do I need to purchase aside from the LS5 product to run a super safety?
So you can get a super safe kit from D's Nuts Tactical or Warhammer Armaments, and those will also include, you can also get a slip trip from them as well. If you want to buy a complete trigger group that's super safe out of the box, you can get those from suppressortools.com.
And they're using our LS5.
Yes.
Matching it with the super
yes,
safety.
with the Warhammer specific hammer for MP5s. It's really nice, and it does smooth out the action. You don't need the buffer in the back, and it does come with tool steel slip trip.
Nice. So that streamlines the process for some of you. If you want to put it together yourself, you can hit us up. We'll get you an LS5 and get you rolling on that. So let's talk about the super safety. If you have further questions, hit us in the comments. We'll try to address those. Hit us up on Instagram or through the website and shoot us an email. We'll get you squared away, answer those questions.